My name is Jeremiah. Most people know me as JJ around Mission Trails. And I've been going to Mission Trails for 6 years since it started. I grew up in a family where we went to church and I was taught about Jesus, and I never can pinpoint a time where I haven't really not believed in him. I would say I wasn't really a follower of Christ or servant of Christ until about my junior year of high school. You start to learn that there are a lot of things in the world you can devote your life to that seem fun and exciting. And my sophomore year of high school, that was about the time when I started to think that God and Christ was kind of be something in the background of my life and something I'd probably just outgrow. But about that time, my sister Rebecca took me to a church she had been attending, and I really experienced some people who were really truly serving God in a way that I've never seen before. Their whole life was devoted to Him, and their whole life was dedicated to Him. And it was something that I kind of didn't think people really did. I kind of just thought it was something that's in the background of their life, but it was in the forefront of their life. And about that same time, my family went through a lot of hardship. We lost our house in the 2003 Cedar fires. We didn't have any home insurance, so we were literally left with nothing. In fact, the only thing that I had after that fire was a guitar that my sister had pulled out of the fire. Kind of in the wake of that, my family went through a lot of troubles. It just seemed like, it kind of got to a point where it just seemed like there wasn't a lot of hope. Just life is just something that's terrible and everything kind of goes downhill. And because I put my hope in things of the world and I didn't have a lot of things of the world, I just felt miserable and felt far from everything. Especially God, because I at that point I would kind of feel that, well, if God was close to me, He wouldn't have put me through these things. And so I really felt distant from Him then. The one thing that kind of remained true through that was that Jesus' love was always there. Even things that are good to me have always been good to me and will still be good to me, like family. Those things can still in life fail you, and your possessions can fail you, and your success can fail you, but Jesus never failed me. And so that's kind of when I decided that that's what I need to devote my life to, because that's the one thing that's not going to fail me. I still face as much trouble as I did before I followed Jesus and after I followed Jesus. The difference is the context in which I experienced the trouble. I believe it's in Matthew. Jesus says, in this world you will face troubles, but fear not, for I've overcome the world. And that's kind of how my life has changed, is when I go through troubles, I don't think of them as, my life is being ruined. I think of it as, I can rejoice because this is not the end. This life is not the end. Christ has overcome this life, so I get to live in that victory. Music has probably been one of the main ways I've served God. That's I think the beauty of God is He's not, when you start following Him, He doesn't say, all right, you have to do these things. He takes your skills and the things you love and desire and says you can serve Him with those things. And I've always felt that's an amazing thing about God, because He meets us where we're at. So music has always been something that I've always loved and always loved to do. So when I started following Him, it was great because He let me do the things I love to do and I'm passionate about for Him and for His kingdom. There is nothing else in the world that is worth following, because everything in the world will fail you at some point in your life. And if it doesn't fail you in your lifetime, it will disappear when your lifetime's over. And Christ, because of what He did on the cross, He is the only thing that will continue on after your life is over and will never fail you while your life is still living.